talking and arguing and fighting?
It was 45 minutes, and it wasn't 4 pages. It was like 30 messages. You're blowing it so out of proportion, and you're trying to make me look like the crazy psycho, and I'm not going to let you because I'm not the crazy psycho.
Oh my god, the gaslighting terminology. You guys have been psych poisoned. It was a mistake introducing any psych terms whatsoever to your entire generation. I'm not trying to convince you of a different reality. I'm not trying to convince you of something different. What I'm telling you is that when you come to me and you say, I'm going to publicly condemn, I'm super relaxed right now. I'm going to publicly condemn your entire community because a couple of randos on Twitter that aren't representative of what's upvoted in your subreddit, and you know that stuff that isn't a lot in my chat room, and you know that, but instead you're going to do the thing where everybody does, where they go, 4 or 5 people on Twitter are saying really mean things to me. I think it's your community. Bro, you spend so much time in Griper platforms. That's one of the things that Cherry got mad at you for making racist jokes when you guys were on a fucking Griper talk show.
Steven kept saying, I know too many psych terms. Well, yeah, I've been in therapy since I was 6.
Which is a really good argument for therapists not using psych terms for the people that they're therapying.
Because when a friend is coming to you and is begging you to be more empathetic to them, you're saying, okay, I understand why you feel this way, I just don't care.
Yeah, so oftentimes when people are asking for empathy...
But then you say, I'm really high empathy levels, and then you get mad at me when I say that you have low empathy levels.
Yeah, I understand. That's because people like you don't understand what empathy means, or people like... Okay, stop. Hold
no.
on. Wait, no, I'm sorry, hold on, wait. I got triggered because you were phrasing something aggressively, but I'm not going to phrase my response aggressively. I'm sorry. Okay, give me a second. Okay.
I said that I could be wrong.
No, you're phrasing this very aggressively, but that's okay. I'm going to be the bigger person, okay? Oftentimes when people say they want somebody to be empathetic towards them, that's not really what they mean. What they mean is, I want that person to agree with me. And oftentimes when people say, I feel like you're not being very empathetic towards me, what they mean to say is, I feel like you don't agree with me. I can be very empathetic. I believe I can explain Max and your situation very precisely with a high level of, oh, he understands. But I don't agree. And I feel like sometimes when people say that I don't agree with them, they mistake that for thinking I don't understand how they're feeling. That's my issue. This idea of like, this is my feeling. Like, just let me talk about how I'm feeling. Your feeling is not a chance for you to make observations around the world and it's not an opportunity for you to justify your actions. Like, your feeling is an emotional something. It doesn't say like, my feelings are valid and I feel like you're a fucking piece of shit. That's not a feeling. That's not what we're talking about when we say your feelings are valid. Or like, I just broke the wall. I punched 2 holes in it. Why? Because my feelings are valid and I felt angry. You can feel angry. You don't have to punch the fucking wall. You can feel bad, but how you feel about a thing is a descriptive observation of something. That's not a personal feeling. That's a statement of fact. You can't use I feel statements to make statements of fact or to justify bad actions, okay? This is kind of what I go when I talk about like the weaponizing psych terms. A lot of people are like misunderstand what a feeling being valid means or what an I feel statement is. People seem to think that like feelings being valid means that you have the right to respond in any way to how you want to a situation. And that's just not the case. It's not true.
In the way I was like, this is how I feel right now. Like, I don't want to make this your problem. I had said that to you.
Okay. Oh my God. When you say no, stop. When you say an I feel statement, what is the purpose of that?
To let you know how I feel.
Yes, the purpose of an I feel statement is to communicate a feeling in a way that avoids attacking a person, right? That's the point of an I feel statement. You can't say something like, I feel like your community is full of gripers that attack. That's not an I feel statement. So we weren't just talking about your feelings. If you would have messaged me and was like, hey, I feel bad about this or that, that would be okay. That's not my problem. The issues are the claims that you're making about me and my communities. That's the thing that's upsetting to me. The problem is that when we talk about in a interpersonal setting, a feel statement is supposed to be used to take away accusations against the other person and instead center on your response to how somebody's making you feel. It gives the other person a way to reflect on their actions without making them feel like they're being attacked, and it gives a way for you to put your emotions, your emotional well-being kind of center stage without it having to be adversarial. The problem is if you're treating an I feel statement this way, people can't really tell you that you're wrong about that, right? So if you say something like, oh, like, when you say things like this, it hurts me. That's an I feel statement. I didn't use I feel, but that's an I feel statement. You know, when we have arguments like this, I feel bad about it. It makes me feel this way. Or when you do this, blah, 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 like, it makes me sad, right? That's an I feel statement. I feel statements are effective because it makes the other person have to confront their actions because they can't really attack you for that. Hey, when you call me a stupid fuck, I don't know. It makes me feel bad. how can I argue with that? It makes you feel bad. Like, am I going to say it shouldn't make you feel bad, right? It's really hard to argue with that statement. That's why I feel statements are effective ways to resolve conflict interpersonal between two people. However, because we have everybody today uses psych language and has weaponized the fuck in a toxic way out of all these psych terms that I think should be locked away from the public. I don't think anybody should know that. And by the way, especially women, if a woman uses a psych term at you, that is a red flag every single time. These are like some of the biggest red flags somebody can give off is if they're using psych terms, because they're probably weaponizing them at some point in their life. You're not supposed to use I feel statements to make descriptive claims about the other party and then retreat back to the sanctity of I feel statements saying they can't be attacked. So for instance, when you call me an asshole, it makes me feel kind of sad. That's an okay statement, right? You like this is I'm explaining a feeling in response to an action. But you can't say something like, I feel like you're a murderer rapist. And then someone's like, I'm not a murderer rapist. That's just the way that I feel. You can't attack that. Okay, but like I'm not, oh, you're gonna sit here and tell me that my feelings are wrong? Lav does this all the time, right? People, anytime somebody is using an I feel statement to make a controversial descriptive claim about another party, they're weaponizing I feel statements in an inappropriate manner. That's not an I feel statement. Now you're just describing a state of mind you have about a fact of the matter in the world, right? I feel, that means I think. When you say I feel like you're this, you're really saying I think you're this. You're asserting a fact, right? Yeah. But that's the don't ever let people weaponize I feel statements like that. Maddie Cakes did that too. A lot of women do. Like I said, I think that anytime a woman is utilizing, like if you ever hear her say gaslight, self-abandon, basically half of Lab's vocabulary. Whenever you hear people say things like this, it's probably, it might be men too. I don't know. I don't have experience dating or romanticizing men, so I don't have the same experience. But anytime you hear women, saying stuff like this, for me, it's a really big red flag, because trauma and PTSD are also two huge ones. In my personal opinion, 85% of what's described as traumatic or trauma is not. I think people just... Okay. Let's talk for a second about mental health. And one of the reasons why I hate people that talk about mental health, because I think the way that people view mental health, okay, is bad. If you have ADHD, or if you have OCD, or if you have BPD, or if you have any other police departments living in your head, okay, if you've got any kind of shit going on, one, that is you, okay? That is who you are, okay? When I've got 15 different tabs open and I'm not paying attention to a conversation and I miss something and I up, it might be because I have ADHD that something like that happens, but that's my mistake and that's my fault to correct, okay? The problem that I have when people talk about mental health is they find ways to externalize mental illness in a way that they can pin the blame on it and not assume that it's a part of who they are. Now, in conversations, they'll always say, oh, no, I mean, I need to do that. I need to... Bullshit. I hear the way that you talk about it. I hear the tone you use, and I hear the way that you use it to dismiss criticism. This doesn't only apply to Lab. This applies to everybody. Whenever you hear somebody say over and over again, oh, that's my autism. Oh, that's my ADHD. No, motherfucker. That's you. You are autistic. You are attention deficit hybrid disorder. That is you. You are a person that is bipolar, that has borderline. That's you. Do something about it. Stop externalizing everything to things that are in your fucking head. Fix it. Figure it out. The usage of psychology language to like everything is so grating. Kill me. I have the propensity to self-abandon. Shut the no. Fix it. Do something. What? Just stop. Stop using these words. I have an anxious attachment. So I don't care. Fix it. Do something about it. Do something. If you know that you have these things, then do something to fix it. When I'm working on projects at night and I realize I've got 5 tabs open, I'm like, fuck, I'm a little ADHD brain. I'll close them because I know I can't do that. If I have it open, so when I work on my manifestos, I close chat. I close all of my chats because I know that if it's open on the side, I'm going to look at shit and start clicking links. So what do? I close it. Do something. If a diagnosis is only good for you if you're actually taking it and using it to improve yourself or your life or something. You can't just use it to oh, this is my blame box. Oh, did you just say that I'm blah, blah, blah? Well, here's my attachment. Oh, did you say blah, blah? Well, I have OCD. Oh, did you just say blah, blah, blah? Oh, well, I didn't know. That's who you are. Do something about it. Fuck. God, I hate everybody uses these goddamn words now and it pisses me the fuck off. Stop doing it. I think it's a problem with people that go to therapy. When you go to therapy, oftentimes the person you're talking to will separate the client from their ailment and blame the ailment, giving people a new unhealthy coping mechanism. Do they? That's just a shitty therapist. Now I want like logs of like therapists. I'm really curious now because here's something that I don't know. I don't know if people are quoting their therapist incorrectly or if there are actually a lot of dog shit therapists. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Because the way that some people talk to me about their therapy, like, and I'll never tell this to someone because it's not my place to say it, but like the way when I hear it, I'm like, bro, you need to find a new fucking therapist. First of all, you've been seeing this person for 3 fucking years, okay? What the fuck? Clearly they're not helping. And secondly, like the way that when people weaponize statements from therapists or when they use their therapist as an excuse, or the worst thing is, oh, here is a hard and fast rule and I will fight you on this. I'll fight every motherfucker. I don't care if you've got a PhD in psychology or if you're a therapist for 60 years of experience, 50,000 clients, I will fight you to the death on this. There is never, ever, 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 ever a time where a person outside of therapy can cite something their therapist said about another person. That is the most bullshit thing. I see a lot of people do it. That is never, ever, ever a thing that anybody should ever be doing. Oh, well, my therapist actually said that you're like this. Or, oh, bro, your therapist doesn't fucking know me. They talk to you, motherfucker. Why the fuck would I give a fuck about what your therapist, what are they, a fucking mind reader? Are they an astrologist? Are they reading tea leaves to figure out who the fuck I am? I've never talked to your therapist. The fuck are they even saying anything about me, right? They have no business talking about me. What they should be talking about is how you feel about me or how you feel about our interactions. But if you are a therapist and if you ever tell a client, oh, well, I think this person is abusive, or oh, this person, blah, blah, fuck you. You don't fucking know. You're not a fucking mind reader. Chances are if you're a therapist, hold on. If you're a therapist, it is not your job to tell your clients how other people in their lives are. That's just, why the fuck would you ever do that? You talk to your client about how they feel about things going on with interactions they have with people. In exceptional cases, you can offer some critique. Like if somebody's being fucking raped or physically abused, sure. But fuck me, dude. I hear so many people cite their oh, well, my therapist told me that this guy is blah, blah, blah. Does your therapist know that guy? Because no offense, bitch, I wouldn't trust the shit that you tell me about people in your life. Why the fuck would your therapist? Just, okay, stop. When I feel like somebody is leveraging what appears to be a vulnerable emotional state to make scathing indictments of my character, that's when I start to feel like I'm being manipulated. Does that make sense? So for instance, if let's say that like Lav or Mr. Girl came on and they were just crying and Lav's just like, I'm just so upset. Like I'm so upset about everything, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, that's fine. I don't think that's manipulative. Or if like they come on and Lav is like, I'm just so upset. Like I just don't like, I feel like you make me feel this way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I don't think that's manipulative. But if somebody comes on like, I'm so upset. Can't you see that the way that you function is in an incredibly abusive manner in which you're taking advantage of me and you're actually doing all of these horrible things that you're just not even understanding and I don't think you actually have, like, hold on, Jesus, wait a second. So you're leveraging your emotional state. You're very emotional and you're fighting me from that state where you're starting to make a whole bunch of claims about things that I disagree with. And I feel like my hands are tied. I don't because I don't give a fuck. But a normal human being will feel like, well, fuck, you're like crying right now. I don't know if I can actually like argue back with you. That's what I consider to be like, I could say emotionally manipulative since abusive is like triggering to some people. But yeah, when people are making big claims about your character that you disagree with, or they're making demands for you to change from that emotional state, that starts to feel abusive / manipulative to me, in my opinion. People that are very emotional to me always throw up a lot of red flags because 99% of the time, those things are used as a conduit for being extremely manipulative. That's not to say that every time somebody gets emotional, they're being manipulative or, yeah, I'm not saying it happens every time. And there are certain contexts where it's definitely appropriate and I understand it. But when I see people who are emotional in public settings and they're using it during challenging conversations and they never create space for themselves to like figure out those emotions out, but they're kind of like utilizing them in a conversation, that's probably one of the single biggest red flags that I've ever found in my entire life when I deal with people. If that ever happens to me interpersonally, I leave. I don't talk to those people anymore ever. But that was like probably one of the biggest things I saw from Mr. Girl early on is the presenting yourself as being like very emotional, because oftentimes when you do that, you're giving people this false sense of idea that you're kind of like out of control and they need to take care of you and blah, blah, blah. And you can lead them around like that a ton. Yeah.